Toothpaste, we all use it every day, and it's easy to take this minty-flavored miracle for granted. But have you ever wondered what toothpaste actually does? Does it really keep your teeth clean, or is it just hiding the evidence? How did this gooey substance become such a fixture in our daily lives? And who was the genius who first thought of putting fluoride in it? Welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to learn the secret story of toothpaste. I do love a good brushing session. There is something so satisfying about getting that perfect foam and scrubbing away all the food remnants from the day. But when you really stop to think about it, brushing your teeth is a bizarre habit. You're basically sticking a foreign substance between your teeth and then forcibly rubbing it around with a bristled brush. You might even find yourself wondering if it's healthy to be putting chemicals on your tongue, or if there are other ways to keep your mouth cleaner. The good news is that there's nothing artificial about toothpaste. It's not made with chemicals and it doesn't cause any harm. In fact, it's made with 3 simple ingredients: abrasives, binders, and flavorings. The abrasive is what removes plaque from the tooth. And over the years, many substances have been used for this purpose. Everything from crushed eggshells to ground-up bones. Binders hold the mixture together, and usually some kind of alcohol or soap does this job. Flavorings are often natural and can include anything from wintergreen to spearmint to rosewater. In its earliest days, toothpaste came in a variety of forms. It wasn't until 1873 that Colgate patented the first tube of toothpaste. But before that, people used powders or pastes. Some of these recipes may sound disgusting to modern ears, but that's only because we've gotten used to that minty flavor that most toothpastes have today. One popular recipe for a beauty paste included ground-up ivory and a small amount of camphor. Camphor has a pleasant smell and was also used in embalming fluid, so one of your ancestors may have been using it to freshen their breath without even knowing it. Sometime during the 19th century, people began to realize that hygiene products could be profitable. Suddenly, a host of different companies began to pop up, offering a wide range of new dental hygiene products. In 1874, for example, The Lancet published an advertisement for Pear's tooth powder, which promised to make the teeth whiter than whiting. Another product called Solus Inman's freckle ointment claimed that it could remove freckles. Despite the name, it was not actually an ointment. It was a toothpaste. That's right. They were trying to sell toothpaste as a way to get rid of freckles. Of course, we now know that the two are not related, and that toothpaste and help you clear up your complexion. We also now know that many of the early toothpastes were completely ineffective at cleaning teeth. One popular brand contained only soap and chalk. Chalk is relatively soft and slightly abrasive, so it can help to remove plaque. But soap doesn't do much, except maybe leave your mouth feeling a little fresher. Most of the early toothpastes didn't contain fluoride either, which is a key ingredient in preventing cavities. Not to complain, though, we did have one major innovation during this time period, and that was the invention of the toothbrush. Before the 1800s, people used all kinds of things to clean their teeth, from rags and sticks to old pieces of leather. But it was until William Addis invented the modern toothbrush in 1780 that we started to see real progress in oral care. Addis was in prison when he had the idea of using a bone toothbrush. After being inspired by seeing a prisoner whittle a piece of bone into a comb, Addis saved up his own bone shavings and put them to use. He created the world's first toothbrush using a hollowed-out bone handle and bristles made of human hair. As the Industrial Revolution rolled on, toothbrushes became more and more common. By the mid-19th century, they were a staple in many households. Fortunately, those early toothbrushes weren't very effective at removing plaque and tartar, nor did they prevent gum disease or cavities. It was until the early 20th century that chemists finally figured out how to create a toothpaste that would effectively prevent cavities. But before we get to the cavity-fighting formula, let us take a quick break to talk about the real reason why you should subscribe to my channel. I know you've heard me say it before, but seriously, click that button. Now back to the show. There are 2 main ingredients in toothpaste that help fight cavities: fluoride and xylitol. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol derived from birch bark. For thousands of years, people have used it as a sweetener and a preservative. In Europe, xylitol has been used in place of sugar in many types of candy. But while xylitol is excellent at satisfying your sweet tooth, it doesn't do much to fight cavities. In fact, some studies have shown that eating large amounts of xylitol may increase your risk of developing cavities. The other ingredient is fluoride, and it's by far the most important when it comes to fighting cavities. As we mentioned earlier, for many years people didn't know exactly what caused cavities. But in 1901, a dentist named Dr. Henry Trenley Dean was able to shed some light on the mystery. Dean noticed that children living in areas where the water contained high levels of fluoride were less likely to develop cavities. He hypothesized that fluoride in the water was making the teeth more resistant to decay. Dean decided to test his hypothesis by giving some children more fluoride. He mixed sodium fluoride with their drinking water and then monitored their teeth closely. Sure enough, the children's teeth were much stronger and less likely to develop cavities. But fluoride is a dangerous substance in high concentrations. And soon, one of the children in Dean's study developed a condition called fluorosis, which causes brown spots to appear on the teeth. Clearly, fluoride was helpful, but it had to be carefully regulated. In 1945, Grand Rapids, Michigan became the first city to add fluoride to its water supply. Many people opposed this move, fearing that fluoride would hurt the children. But the results of the experiment were promising. By the late 1950s, most of the major cities in the United States had added fluoride to their water supply. This move is widely credited with helping to reduce the amount of tooth decay in America by up to 60%. It wasn't long before people realized that fluoride could also be added to toothpaste. In 1950, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved the addition of fluoride to toothpaste. This gave consumers another option for preventing cavities. If you live in an area where the water isn't fluoridated, adding fluoride toothpaste to your daily routine can give you the same protective effects. And what about the minty flavor that we all love so much? Mint was added to toothpaste as a way to improve the flavor and help combat bad breath. But there's nothing particularly special about mint when it comes to fighting cavities. There are plenty of toothpastes on the market that use non-mint flavors like cinnamon and orange. So don't feel like you need to stick to minty flavors if you don't like them. Your mouth will stay just as fresh and cavity-free. We hope you enjoyed learning about the history of toothpaste. Subscribe for more fun science videos and leave a comment below to let us know what you want to see next.